Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Competitive Botany. In this video, you are going to know about backcross, test cross and also reciprocal crosses. Some students get confused between these words. So they have the confusion among what does backcross mean and what does test cross mean. You have clear your confusion with this video. Then why delay? Let's go to the class. Generally, the F1 individuals obtained in a cross are usually selfed to get F2 progeny. You all know that. But they can also be crossed with any one of the two parents from which they are derived. So in this cross, we are going to deal such a crosses. Okay. So let's see. When F1 individuals, such as hybrids, they are crossed with one of the two parents from which they were derived, then such crosses is called as back crosses. Okay, so F1 individuals, they may crossed with the dominant parent or may crossed with the recessive parent. Such two crosses are generally referred as back crosses. So it can also be crossed with dominant parent or maybe recessive parent. So the F1 individual having the genotype capital T small t, which is a hybrid, it may also be crossed with the dominant parent such as capital T or maybe recessive parent such as small t small t. Such a cross is called as back cross. When F1 is crossed with a dominant parent, all the progeny in F2 generation exhibiting dominant character only. So look at the figure carefully. The F1 individual which is going to cross with the dominant parent. So then all progeny are having the dominant character. So there is no recessive individuals are obtained in the progeny. Should remember. On the other hand, when it is crossed with the recessive parent, both phenotypes appear in the progeny. Okay. So on the other hand, it can also be crossed with the recessive parent such as small t small t. Here, both the phenotypes appear in the progeny. Both the phenotypes appeared in the progeny. 50% of plants are showing tall phenotype and remaining 50% of plants are showing dwarf phenotype. Okay, these two crosses are made by Mendel. He only coined the terms backcross and test cross. So while both the crosses are referred as back crosses, only the cross with a recessive parent is known as a test cross. Let's see the dihybrid back cross. When the F1 individual is crossed with a double dominant parent such as, so this is the F1 individual is crossed with the double dominant parent such as capital R, capital Y, which is showing the phenotype round and yellow. Then four types of genotypes are obtained in the F2 progeny, but the four phenotypes are the same. That means no recessive individuals are obtained in this class. Okay, look at the picture. So these are yellow round, these are also yellow round, here also yellow round, here also yellow round. Okay, so that means there are no recessive individuals are obtained in the back cross when the F1 individual is crossed with a dominant phenotype. Let's see the test cross. When F1 hybrid is crossed to one of its parents, the cross is called as back cross, as you know that. And when the parent is recessive, when it is crossed with a recessive parent, it is called as test cross. Let's see the definition exactly. When F1 is crossed with a recessive parent, such a cross is called as test cross. Here, both the phenotypes appeared in the progeny equally. So, in this cross, Mendel obtained 87 tall plants and 79 dwarf plants, which corresponds approximately to 1 is to 1 ratio. That means half of the progeny obtained were tall and remaining half are dwarf. So, in this cross, Mendel obtained 87 tall plants and also 79 dwarf plants. Okay, so this ratio is corresponds approximately to 1 is to 1 ratio. That means 50% of plants were tall and remaining 50% were dwarf. It is called a test cross because it is used to test whether an individual is homozygous or heterozygous. Look at the picture. You have F1 individual. You don't know the genotype of such plant, but you know the phenotype by seeing it is a tall plant. In such a case, if you have a plant with unknown genotype, you don't know whether it is a homozygous or heterozygous to a particular character. In such condition, you will make a cross with that plant to recessive plant. You will make a cross with that plant to recessive parent. Okay. If you get 1 is to 1 ratio in the progeny, then you can consider that plant is in heterozygous condition for such a character. That's why this cross is called as a test cross. Let's see dihybrid test cross. Here, the F1 hybrid was crossed with a double recessive parent, such as small r, small y, wrinkled green. Here, the F1 individual is heterozygous for both the characters, which is crossed with double recessive parent. Mendel obtained 4 different kinds of offsprings. Mendel obtained 4 different kinds of offsprings, such as 55 round and yellow, 51 round and green, 49 wrinkled yellow, and 52 green wrinkled, which corresponds approximately to the 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1 ratio. So, in this class, 4 types of genotypes and also 4 types of phenotypes were obtained. They are obtained in the ratio 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1 ratio. Okay. So, for a monohybrid cross, the test cross ratio is 1 is to 1, but for dihybrid crosses, the test cross ratio is always 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1. See what are reciprocal crosses means. Reciprocal crosses are nothing but the same two parents are used in two experiments in such a way that if in one experiment tall plant is used as female parent and a dwarf plant is used as male parent. In the other experiment or other cross, tall plant is used as a male parent and dwarf plant is used as a female parent. Such a two crosses are called as reciprocal crosses. It did not matter which parent variety providing the pollen, which variety is providing eggs. The results are always same. In other words, the reciprocal crosses gave the same results.